So there's a lot of people out there who are looking to get into SEO or trying to do SEO for their own company, but they don't really know where to start or how to run it for 3 to 6 months. We've definitely identified a couple of patterns that I'll share along with you. When we're approaching an SEO project, what we try to do is the first 2 weeks are auditing. What we do is we look at your website, we look at your analytics, we look at your competitors, and we do a lot of keyword research, keyword mapping, looking at where people are getting backlinks. Once we're done with that, we have a pretty good idea as to how we're going to approach every single month and what is important and what can be put on the shelf. But in general, what happens is that in month number 1, we're trying to do a lot of on-page optimization, pages that already exist. What we're trying to do is we're trying to improve them with keywords, with optimizing on-page factors such as title tags, meta description, H1s, body copy. So this is really where we're putting a lot of our focus in. A lot of companies that come to work with us already have these product pages in place, or already have these valuable blogs, or already have a homepage which is performing semi well. So our job in the first month is to make sure that it performs even better over time. So that's step number 1. Also, what we started doing in month number 1 is we started looking into the more pressing technical elements. So we started looking into 404s, or if there's broken links on the website, anything that would offer a really terrible user experience. We're not really prioritizing technical in the first month, but we're starting to make progress within technical. The other thing that we're doing is we're starting to build our relationships. We do a lot of link building. Essentially, that's where it starts. We're reaching out to the valuable websites, the websites that are linking to our competitors, the big blogs in the industries, and we're starting to establish a little bit of a rapport, a little bit of a connection with those people so that we can leverage those relationships at a later stage in order to earn backlinks. So we'll try to get at least 8 in the first month, but we're starting to establish those relationships in the first month. The other thing that we try to focus in on the first month is getting our writing process going. So we're building out a writer guidelines. If that doesn't exist, I'm really asking them, hey, can you share with us any information that we would need in order to write these set pieces of content? The other thing we're doing is we're building out the hub and spoke, putting down topics and how they all connect to one and each other so that we can build comprehensive silos at a later date. The other thing that we're doing in month number 1 is we're really focusing in on the reporting side of things. So we're establishing those templates as well, because we do have a templated SEO report, but it changes from client to client depending on what they're looking for. So that's really what we cover in the first month. Come month number 2, we're starting to finish off the on-page optimization. So if there's like maybe just 10 pages, we could probably do that in month number 1. But if there's like 20 valuable pages, that might take us 2 months to complete. The top priority right now is on-page, still in month number 2. Apart from that, we're starting to break more into the technical issues. So now we're looking at some of the lower hanging fruit when it comes to technical problems. So maybe there's, image optimization that needs to happen. Maybe there's certain tags which aren't being used correctly. So maybe the H2 is above the H1 and we want to start trying to fix that. So these are the kind of things we're approaching in month number 2. So these are the more, we've already taken care of the pressing ones in month number 1. Now we're kind of going down that ladder. Apart from that, what is happening in month number 2 is we're really starting to ramp up our blogging. So now we have a clear idea as to what the client wants. They're familiar with our process. They're familiar with our output and how much work is needed on their end. At this point, we're starting to ramp up from maybe 3 to 5 blogs to maybe 6 to 7 blogs, depending on the client and their engagement. Apart from that, we're also ramping up our backlink building at this point. So, taking it from the 5 to 8 that we built the first month, now we're starting to build 10 to 15 every single month. Once again, depending on the client's engagement. Apart from that, the reporting is locked in. So now we're getting into month number 3. By month number 3, pretty much all the on-page stuff is done. And what we're doing now is we're just analyzing those pages. If our optimizations made a difference and they didn't make a difference. Apart from that, what we're doing in month number 3 is the backlink building is sort of humming at this point. We're taking care of, even less pressing technical issues. This could include like thin pages or, there's just a host of just low value sort of technical issues, which are good for housekeeping, but they don't really impact your SEO too much. So we're looking at those in month number 3. Apart from that, once again, backlink building is something which is consistently, we're getting 10, 15 backlinks. And then we're working on the 3-month report. So in this report, what we do is we don't just look at how the customer did. What we're also doing is we're looking at the competitors. So now it's been 90 days. We built backlinks, we have content, we did on-page optimization, we've taken care of the important technical issues. Now is a good time for us to compare our results with our competitors. And essentially what we're trying to do is we're well, we're trying to beat the competitors, right? So we're looking at how much progress they made, how much progress we made, and we're basically sort of rejigging our strategy that we set out in like day number 1. So that's what happens in month number 3. And then that process kind of just continues for month number 4, 5, 6, 7. We've had clients for over 3 years that are still with us. So it's more or less the same thing. We're still honing in on the content. We're doing a lot more competitor research. We're really focusing on the reports and trying to find those, low hanging fruit if there are any left. We're digging into Search Console reports. We're doing a lot of forecasting as to, hey, if we approach this silo versus this silo, what's going to happen? Apart from that, we're probably picking new silos to really go after because we probably exhausted our first list. And yeah, we're ramping up backlink building, and we're trying to get better and better link. And that's pretty much what we do. And every 3 months, we re-audit. Like, we re-audit in comparison to the competitors, as well as just looking at the keywords if they need to be rejuvenated or not. So that's a very simplified process of what we do month over month for SEO.